back to The Daily Show. My guest tonight is a community college professor who served as Second Lady of the United States during the Obama-Biden administration. She has written a new memoir called Where the Light Enters, Building a Family, Discovering Myself. Please welcome Dr. Jill Biden. Welcome to The Daily Show.
Audience.
Oh, they're a wonderful audience.
Wow.
Yeah, we're having a great time. And Augustine's not even here. You should have, if he was here. I mean, cool. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And congratulations on genuinely one of the most surprising memoirs I've read recently.
Really?
Yeah, because I didn't know what to expect, but I didn't expect it to be as candid as it is. There's ups, there's downs, there's joy, there's pain. One of the things I didn't expect is how much of a prankster you are.
Yeah, well, I am. You know, things in the White House are always pretty serious. And so I like to make a little fun and have a good time. So one of the pranks that I pulled, we were leaving on Air Force 2, and I was coming from school, and I'm a teacher. And so I was waiting and waiting for Joe, and he didn't get there. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to get in the overhead. So I climbed up under the...
Most people would text, but yes, carry on.
So I got up on the table and I opened it and I climbed in. And then when they started, the staff came onto the plane and I hid and I had it down. And the first person that came to put their bags in, boom! And he screamed for like 20 minutes.
And I don't of all the things I would expect to find in an overhead bin, I can safely say the Second Lady of the United States is not one of them. You love education. It is something that you have dedicated your life to.
Yep.
And this is something that Vice President Biden has just unveiled, his education plan yesterday. What was interesting, though, is that it states that educators deserve a partner in the White House. With President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden, you'll get two.
That's right.
That's a very clear indication that you won't just be a passenger in this journey, you would be a co-pilot in discussing how America treats and shapes education. What do you think needs to be done? Because clearly it is broken right now.
Yes.
What do you think needs to be done?
Well, the one thing I say to Joe all the time is that, you know, we have to make our education policy teacher-centric. You know, the teachers have to give the input. We can't be like looking at them and saying, okay, this is what you have to do. The teachers have to be saying, this is what we want. And so we want a Secretary of Education who's a teacher. And we want to raise up the profession. I mean, we are professionals. We want to be paid like professionals and respected like professionals.
Let's talk about what is looming over the Biden household right now, and that is the campaign. This is your third time. You know how hard it is. You know how taxing it is. You know how invasive it is. You know how vitriolic it is going to be. Are you guys ready for what's about to happen to your lives?
Well, you know, the last 2 years, people have been coming up to me in the supermarket, in airports, wherever I go, and saying, your husband has to run. Your husband has to run. And we weren't going to run, but then we kept hearing this, you know, this sort of rhythm, this roll. And so we started to think about it. And then we called our family together. We spoke to our children. We got our grandchildren all together. And we said, what do you think? Do you think Pop should run for president? And to a grandchild, they said, Pop has to run. He has to change the direction and bring people together and stop all this vitriol in this country.
When you look at...
Thank you.
When you look at the hurdles you've had to overcome just to get to this point, you know, your husband is the front runner in the Democratic primary race right now. And there are obstacles that you've already had to face. You know, for instance, there was the story of him just being too misogynist with people, you know, and as to everyone said, not in a sexual way, they were just like, you know, some women were like, we weren't comfortable with that. You both came out and you spoke to it. Do you think that it is strange or fair that sometimes you will get asked about things that should be asked to your husband, or do you think that's part of the game?
No, I think that's part of it, and I think, look, you know, it took a lot of courage for for women to step forward and say, you know, you're in my space, and Joe heard that, and it just won't happen again. I mean,
right.
He heard what they were saying, and so that's part of it. I mean, when you run together, and I'll be out there with him on the campaign trail, because I really do believe myself that he will make the best president. So I'll be out there.
Well, we'll see you there. We'll be following the race. Congratulations on an amazing memoir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming to the show.
Thank
Wonderful seeing you. Where the Light Enters is available now. Dr. Jill Biden, everybody. We'll be right back.